I'm in a city in southern Osaka Prefecture called Kaizuka, and there's a station, a big train station here on the Nankai line called Kaizuka. If you've ever taken a train between the airport, Kansai Airport, and Osaka, you may well have stopped, or at least ridden by this station. It's used by about 20,000 people a day, but right here is another version of Kaizuka Station. This is a much smaller train line. It's a privately owned train line. It's called the Mizuma Railway, and it goes off kind of southeast into this very short, very obscure, very rural, just local neighborhoods. There are just a few of these real local, privately owned private train lines around Japan, and I love them because they take you to places that nobody ever thinks of. So today I'm going to go and explore this Mizuma Railway. There are 10 stations, and I'm going to go to each one and try to find something interesting around each station. There's the station list, 10 stations, takes about 15 minutes to go the whole way if you just do it in one go. And during this middle part of the day, it's about noon now, there are only 2 per hour on the 15s and the 45s that leave here from Kaizuka Station. Oh, there it is, there it is, there it is. All right, let's go. This train is 2 cars driven by 1 person. I think there's only 1 staff on board. And these 2 cars are 1007 and 1008. Remember that, it might be important later. Well, I guess we need to officially mark the first station. So, Kaizuka Station, where it all begins, as the big Nankai trains go on behind the little, plucky little Mizuma Railway, the privately owned railway, sits here patiently and friendlily waiting for passengers like me. So let's go. All right, well, that was quick. Here we are at the first station. It's called Kaizuka Shiyakusho Mae, which just means basically by the Kaizuka City Hall or City Office. This train line was actually built in 1925 and opened in 26, I think. This station only was built in 1967, so for 40 years it wasn't here. They built it, I guess, for access to the City Hall. My research shows that there's not much around here except the City Hall, so the station's called City Hall. Let's go see the City Hall. And as you can see, there's not much to this station. It's just this platform and the covering. There's no office. There's not even anywhere to buy tickets. You have to do it all with a little machine on the train. There's a vending machine and a nice bench to hang out on, but mostly nothing. So I've got 27 minutes to get back to the station to catch the next train. And I guess that's going to be basically true everywhere I go on this line. As soon as I get off, because of the schedule, I'll have 27 minutes to get back on. Although some of these stations are so close together, the whole line is like 3 miles. 10 stations in 3 miles, so walking between any of the stations is very simple. Probably much quicker than the train. All right, well, this is it. This is Kaizuka City Hall. So you would come here if you live in the area. If you just moved to the area, you have to register your address here. If you want to take care of maybe like health insurance paperwork, it's basically a big paperwork office, of course. Very municipal, very boring but I already see some cool stuff. I have to take back what I said about the place being boring. There's a lot of cool stuff around here. Come to the Kaizuka City Hall for the big metal statue, but then stay for the lovely European art. That's pretty cool. I think a good itinerary if you're going to visit Japan would be maybe go to Tokyo, see the Imperial Palace, maybe go to Kyoto, see some of the temples there, go to Nara, see the deer, go to Hiroshima, see the Peace Park, and of course top it all off with the Kaizuka City Hall. We can see prints of European art and a big cool statue and a gigantic municipal building. Now, I got a few minutes till the next train comes, back on the Mizuma Railway. Oh look, I was wrong. You can buy tickets here at the station. There you go, ticket vendor. I don't need mine because I've got my special prepaid card. I'm glad it's not any colder today. All the hot drinks are sold out. I decided to call a last minute audible. I'm not gonna get the train there. I'm gonna walk to the next station because in my notes, when I was researching each station for what to do today, I couldn't find anything for the next station. So I think the point is I'm just going to walk there and that will be looking around the station, but I don't want to be trapped there for another 28 minutes. So here's the walk to the next station. I don't know how far it is, but I think I can beat the train. Hey, here it is. Boy, that was a fast walk. Here we are, Kogi no Sato Station. The third. Same deal. Just a platform and some benches. And I still got 5 minutes for the train. The 1003 train. Remember that, it might be important later. Oh no! Oh no! They're not letting me in! Some very rural trains in Japan, the doors don't open automatically. You have to press a button yourself if you want to get in. This one, the doors didn't open and there's no button. I had to run the whole length of the train, which is only 2 cars, but still. I had to run, get the one open door before they left. Well, if you miss a train here, you gotta wait half an hour. And it's much easier to just walk to the next station. This is a weird line. Okay, this is Ishizai Station, and while the last couple stations had about 200, a little over 200 passengers per day, for both of them, this one has over 400 because there is a big driving school near here. And driving school is kind of a regular part of getting a license, a driver's license here in Japan. It's a whole crazy Byzantine kind of, some say a scam, because they keep failing you, so you keep having to retake the test. I don't have a driver's license here. I would like to get one, but it's not just simple like the United States where you just go get one. They have a lot of bureaucracy here about it. But anyway, let's go see the driving school because that's what's here in Ishizai. Well, here it is, the driving school at Ishizai. I think this is the reason that there are more people using that station than the ones around it. So the way to get a driver's license, as I understand it in Japan, if you're a Japanese person, is you have to come here and you pay for like a course that takes a couple months or something, and it costs like a couple $1,000s, and they teach you all this stuff, like all this careful stuff about driving, which is not really applicable in the real world. I do know foreigners who've gotten licenses here, but it's different for different people. Like I know an Australian guy who got a license and it was real simple, he just transferred his over. If you're from America, you can't do that generally. You can't just transfer your license over. You have to come here, but you get a much cheaper expedited way to do it. So it's not like the Japanese people, but it's still, there's a lot of paperwork and you still have to pass a driver's test. Unless you're from Maryland. For some reason, Maryland has a special deal with Japan where if you have a Maryland driver's license, you don't have to do any of that. You just transfer it over with a single document. According to internet rumors, like if you take the driver's test, they find reasons, little tiny reasons to fail you. Like they'll do little things, like I've heard that if you're taking the test, they might fail you and you ask why afterwards, and they say, well, when you made that left turn, you didn't say, I'm going to check my mirror now, aloud. You wouldn't normally do that when you're driving, of course, but the instructor will say, well, I didn't know you were going to check your mirror, so that counts as you didn't check your mirror, so you failed the test. So I've heard. So you have to come back, and each time you come back, it costs another $50 or $60 or whatever. So there's basically two skills you need to drive in Japan. One, be a good driver, and two, know how to pass the test. Those are two very distinct things. But for what it's worth, here's a driving school apparently popular in the Kaizuka area. Looks kind of fun today, rush riding motorcycles around. I don't see any instructors, it's just people having fun. All right, we've got to get back to Ishizai Station to catch the train. I got about 10 minutes, I think. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, this doesn't lead through. Oh no, how do I get to the station? It's right there. Consonant. Oh no, where am I? Oops. No cut through here either. Look at that. Dead end. Another dead end. Well, that's just great. This is, by the way, in case you didn't recognize it, the scenic back way. There's real plants there. There's real edible plants. Vegetables, 100 yen. All right, who do I pay? Where's the counter? Do you accept credit cards? Okay, we made it back to Ishizai with about 12 minutes to spare. The other thing about there being no station building, that means there's no bathroom. I haven't seen any convenience stores around here. There's no facilities at all. That's going to be a problem after a little while. All right, look, I'm all smart. I believe what this says is Noriguchi, Mizuma-Kannon yuki, Kaizuka yuki wa achira. So that means this right here is where the door is going to be if you're going this way, which I am. If you're going this way, back to Kaizuka, then the open door will be down there somewhere. So let's test if that's correct. I mean, this is a very old sign. I don't know if it's still good, but I guess so. So when the train comes, we'll see if it comes here. If it does, that means I'm a genius or lucky guess. Hey, it's our old friend 1008. See, I told you. Yeah. All right, this is called Sechigo Station, and it's famous for little orange fruits, I'm guessing, judging by this board. Maybe it's not famous for little peaches, maybe it's famous for the art here. Or not even famous, this is some local person just wants to brighten your day. Anyway, I think I've been here. This is the big twist ending to this video. It's not even an ending, a twist middle to this video. I have been on this line before because years ago, now don't listen to this if you were an elementary school student in this area about 10 years ago, but I came to an elementary school here about 10 years ago to be Santa Claus for a big assembly they were having. A little one-off job I got somehow. And I don't remember exactly where on this line it was because I'd never been here at all at that time, but I think it was here. I think I kind of remember that ramp leading down to this little path, leading down this way. So I don't know if this is actually it. The school was like kind of far out, so I'm not going to walk all the way where I think that was, but I do remember having these really old-timey buildings here. I don't know how old these buildings are, but probably, I would guess from I don't know. I don't know if they're pre-war. It's possible, I suppose. These narrow little paths. Cars can't get down these little paths. And the lack of a bathroom situation is becoming more urgent, more pressing. In my intelligence that I gathered on Google Maps says there's a convenience store this way somewhere. I don't know how to get to it. I hope this little maze of streets just kind of magically leads there, but we'll see what we can find. I've got about maybe 18 minutes for the next train. How about that? No. My instinct says not that path. Wow. Could it be? Could it be? It is a Lawson Station convenience store. My bladder is saved. Let me get something to eat too. That is the thing about wandering around Japan is almost all the time there's the facilities you need to get by, to get around and to get by. I mean, it is often the case that a driver's license would help in the truly rural parts, but there's usually a way anyway. Okay. Ah, すみません。唐揚げくんレッドください。
238円になります。15円の。
はい、ありがとうございます。Okay, I use these super clean and reliable facilities, and I got me some little fried chicken things to go. Karaage kun. Now, the thing is, after catching all these trains, I do not remember the time of the next train, so I got to kind of go back quickly. Hopefully I can get across this big road and get to the station before the train leaves. What's this? Is this a cut through to the station or is it someone's back alley? Let's investigate. Oh, look at that. Look at that, right to the station. This is perfect. You can see this down here. A Japanese person once told me that you see these on low walls, or like the base of walls, sometimes this little red wood thing, that is put there apparently to dissuade people from peeing there, Like this is some kind of, that kind of refers to the shrines and stuff, like don't disrespect the shrines by peeing here. So I guess if you have a problem with people peeing along the wall of your train platform, put one of those there and maybe it, to some degree, mitigates the problem. It certainly worked on me. I walked all the way to the Lawson. So well done, Mizuma Railway. See, it's the blue train, our old friend 1003 and 1004. This is getting expensive for me. Okay, this is Nagose Station, and this is a special station because it's the only one on the whole line, this whole Mizuma Railway, that has two tracks on either side of a platform. That way, the two trains that are always running all day, the way this works is there's always, at any given time, there's two trains running along this line, just in opposite directions. And they meet, of course, in the middle here, Nagose Station, and this is the only place where they can pass. All the other lines are so narrow that there's only one track going through. So that's why today we keep seeing the orange train and the blue train. Tomorrow it'll be two different trains because they have like 7 or 8 trains or something that they rotate through. But today it's the 1007-8 and the 1003 and 4. So that's what we're seeing, and that's what I'm riding back and forth all day. Whichever one shows up, whichever direction they're going, that's the one I take to the next station. Also here at Nagose Station, somewhere there is a site which is old, very old castle ruins. So I have about 20 minutes and I'm going to go see if I can find that. Possibly down this path, quite possibly not. Right or left? Let's go right. I see an English sign. Awesome. The ruins of Takai Castle, Takai Tenjin Shrine, situated here from old times, was merged into Mori Inari Shrine in 1908. All right. Okay, well, I'm not quite sure where they're referring to. Do they mean this little park area, this little triangle of land, or do they mean this over here? Or do they mean this thing over here? I don't know, but I will say I like this little park. And I've still got about 15 minutes till the next train for the next station. We're about halfway through here, so it's time for a good chance for lunch. Got me onigiri, a little rice ball here. Nori, seaweed on the outside, rice, and tuna inside. And lunch weather has come. Good break, good picnic. Got to go back to the station now, the only way I know how, which is a new way that I didn't come here, and the possibility of getting lost is again quite high. Once again, the station is right here, but this is a dead end. It doesn't go through anywhere. Oh, that is cool. Well, hello everybody at the station. I've got about 6 minutes to walk the long way around and catch my train. Hey.
小銭をご用意いただき、運賃はお降りの際、整理券と一緒に
Mori Station. We are getting closer to the end. I think we're also getting more rural. Like this just seems very far away from everything. But near here, or sort of near here, there is a shrine that is still maintained and kept up and everything, but it dates from the 13th century. It's a bit of a longer walk away than the other stuff I've been seeing, so I gotta kind of hurry before I can get back to the station in about 25 minutes for the next train. But let's go see Mori Inari Shrine. By the way, I've been looking at all of the vending machines on every single platform the entire ride today. All the hot drinks are all sold out. They've been completely sold out, everyone. I just looked at the one here. I may be completely wrong about that. I just assumed the little light that I couldn't quite see just said sold out, but I think it's the English word hot. So they're not sold out at all. They're all just telling me in my own language that they're hot drinks. So, a bit of stupidity on my part, but when I get back to the platform, either this one or the next station, I'll actually try to buy one. We'll check that out. Because if I'm that dumb, I really owe the vending machine people some money for doubting them. So, hot drink coming. That's not the shrine, that's just someone's house. Wow, here it is. From the 13th century, the 1200s, this is Mori Inari Shrine. Of course, not everything you see will be actually from the 1300s. These are all quite new, these little posts, but here we go. And the shrine used to be on a mountaintop east of here, and it's dedicated to Uka no Mitama no Kimiko. Uka no Mitama no Mikoto. Say that 3 times real fast. Uka no Mitama no Mikoto. Uka no Mitama no Mikoto. Uka no Mitama no Mikoto. Got it. Little hole you can peek in. You know, all history and religion and culture aside, it's just a really nice place here today on this early December sunny, not that cold but cool day. There's music, somebody's playing music over there, and otherwise all you hear is the wind. And of course I, as always, deep in my heart, hear the train coming. I need to get back to the station. I like Mori Inari Shrine though, and it's dedicated to Uka no something no Miko. What is it? Hold on a second. Uka no Mitama no Mikoto. Remember that. Don't remember that. That's the way I came. I'm going to go this way because I have not learned my lesson yet. Does it? Oh, it does. It does cut through. All right. Do not fear. Everything's on track. It does say hot. The hot drinks are available. It's probably best not to listen to me at all, because I never know what I'm talking about. But I do figure it out eventually in the end. All right, just 2 or 3 stations or something left. And then at the end, there's the big climax of this video, which is the actual big temple, which is down there, or shrine that's down there. I'm not quite sure. We'll go check it out when we get there, but it's a much bigger place. I don't want to freak you out, but I hear children's voices. I hear kids playing and running around and screaming coming from right here, but I don't see any. All I see is this field. It's like children of the corn here, children of the wheat. Man, that train cannot come fast enough. I don't feel safe here. Well, we've all had a good laugh. Okay, this is one of my favorite stops on the entire ride, just because of the name, Mitsumatsu. It says here, Mitu-Matu. That's just one way of writing it in English, but it's really, it should be TSU and TSU, Mitsumatsu. So welcome to lovely Mitsumatsu. The next train is going to be 27, so let's go explore. I think what Mitsumatsu has is a lot of very small, very old buildings, like very, very scenic, or not even scenic, but photogenic. That is just a building full of old trash and garbage, which you wouldn't put on a calendar, but I think is very interesting at least. And really, isn't that why you wander? Isn't that why you wander, for your soul? Not to be entertained, but to be impressed and fulfilled and to see all sides of life. Sorry, I'm speaking melodramatically because I just ate and I'm full of energy. Not only would you not put this on a calendar, you wouldn't even put it on a tourist pamphlet or anything. We've hit a dead end once again. You think that goes through over there? It's probably somebody's house. I mean, I think this is the type of place that's worth coming to just to walk around and see it, because there's nothing here to entice outsiders to show up. But it's very unique. You can't see this anywhere else. Look at this path. Wow, it cuts through somewhere. Imagine when Japan was almost all like this. Like every village and every town and every city, I guess, was just little paths like this. And bigger paths in the city center, but this was more normal. You want to go straight, or you want to turn right without seeing what's right? Let's go right. A yellow wall. Fascinating. I think I figured out why it's so quiet and rural and kind of a strange feeling out here. See? This is where Japan communicates with the aliens, with their big super secret transmitting telescope radiometry thing. The amazing neighborhoods of Mitsumatsu. Come here if you can. Okay, I hear the train coming. We're about to go to the second to last station, the penultimate station, the 9th station on the Mizuma Railway, which is Mika Yamaguchi, as soon as the train gets here. Okay, we are at number 9 of 10 stations. This is near Mika Yamaguchi Station. And this thing that I want to show you here, that I want to look for, is very much in contrast to the last station, which was a bunch of old, rusted out houses and stuff. This one is a lot more space age and modern and A really interesting part of Japanese history that I had no idea before I researched this trip yesterday. So check this out. So until the 1850s, Japan was a closed society, and they didn't seem to have much contact with the outside world. They didn't really seem to want any contact with the outside world. And then the American President James Monroe sent somebody over to open Japan up. So before that time, before the 1850s, as far as I knew, Japan just had its own little thing going on, and nobody knew much about it, which is true. It was a very secret, closed society. But as it turns out, here, up these steps, there is something called Zenbei Land. And it is in honor of this guy Zenbei, who way before that, like 100 years before that, was building telescopes. Like, he was an astronomer, and a Japanese astronomer from the 1700s. He was building telescopes and, you know, looking at the stars and stuff. So I didn't really know that astronomy, like modern astronomy, had taken hold in Japan so early. I don't know how Zenbei found out about modern telescope technology and stuff, but he did somehow. So I don't know what we're going to find here, but up these steps is Zenbei Land. So is it free or what? No one's at this counter. Ah, こんにちは。すみません。すみません。
で、後ろにスリッパがあります。
はい。あ、すみません。
なんか観察に来られましたか、
はい、
望遠鏡の部屋にご案内しますが、はい、ちょっと気をつけてください。はい、ここが60センチメートル、60センチメートルの望遠鏡です。
あ、すごい。はい。
スター。
あ、ほんまや。
ワン。真ん中に入れてください。トライ。ちょっと難しいですね。ここにあるこのベガという、暗くなったら今この土星ね。
そう。
これが
そうか。
暗くなったら見えます。はい。
はい、ありがとうございます。
はい、どうも。
Wow, that was really cool. It was free for some reason. Like, I was the only one there, so the lady showed me all around. She opened up the dome and she pointed the telescope at two stars that you can't see in the daytime with your naked eye, but she could show them to me now. She said the sun is too low because the thing doesn't go that, the telescope doesn't go that low. So can't see the sun now. It's too early, of course, in the daytime for the moon. I don't know where the moon is right now, but it was really great. And this guy, Zenbei, he was from this area. He had seen a Dutch telescope in the 1700s that came to Japan for some reason. So he started making his own. He made them out of paper. He made them out of bamboo. He made them out of wood. And he actually could see well enough. He built these big ones, and he could actually see enough to sketch Jupiter and the rings of Saturn and everything. Really cool. And he was like the astronomer of Japan for a long time, and his son and his grandson, his great-grandson, they all did it too. So, very cool thing to see, Zenbei Land. Now, here's the thing about the Mizuma Railway. I'm not going to walk back to the station that I got off on because it would just be quicker to walk to the final station, which is Mizuma-Kannon. So, I'm going to actually miss the approach to the final station, but that's how this railway goes. It's just easier to walk there from here because it's sort of a big triangle. So here we go, walking to the final station on the Mizuma Railway, where there is a big glorious shrine that actually I could see the shrine from a bamboo telescope at Zimbabwe Land. They had it trained right on the shrine that we're going to, so it's all coming together so perfectly here. All right, well, ticking bomb aside, this is Mizuma-Kannon Station. This is the final stop of the railway. I had to walk here, but still, this is it. Now, you may notice that there is a little pagoda tower spire thing here, and that is in reference to the shrine that is a little ways away from here. So I'm gonna walk there. I could take a taxi, but I'm not. I'm gonna walk. I'm not gonna cheat. So walk there and we'll see the final bit of this line. It all ends here. People do come here riding on this line to go here. So let's go see what's so important about this area. Why is this the final station? Maybe most people do take a taxi there or something, because it does not seem like a very touristy place or a touristy place to walk. There's no sidewalk, but there's no cars. Okay, I think that's it. That's what I saw through the bamboo telescope. All right, this is a great thing to see at the end of the Mizuma Railway. The shrine is from the 8th century, from the 700s. I'm not exactly sure when, either the early 700s or the mid 700s, but it's old. This tower, this pagoda, is from the Edo era, so it's like 300 years ago, but both very impressive, both very complimentary. I'm getting in the way of the priests who are coming and going on their motorbikes. Or they're in my way. So this is pretty cool. I'm kind of speechless because I'm tired and because this is kind of overwhelming. Okay, a fantastic day on the Mizuma Railway. Thank you for coming with me, and I'll see you on the next adventure, wherever that is. Now I'm riding the entire line back to Kaizuka. Thanks to my patrons on Patreon, especially the always amazing travel masters Omeyer, Ray Nichols, and Will Phillips. Join for as little as $1 a month at patreon.com/T1DWanderer. Also, sign up for my free email newsletter at T1DWanderer.com/subscribe. And thanks for wandering around with me.